Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be reviewing the infamous Morphe and Jaclyn Hill favorite brush set. I have it right here. I've had it for about, I would say, a week now, and I've used it every single day, so I do have some thoughts. Now, I know it's like 90 degrees outside and I'm wearing a sweater, but down here in my basement where I film, it is freezing. Now, I'm definitely going to be getting some hate on this video because of the whole Morphe craziness going on. I know most of you guys are sick of hearing about Morphe. I, until now, had never tried Morphe before, so I kind of wanted to see what all the fuss was about myself. You know, I was kind of skeptical as well, like, okay, a lot of people are saying they shed and they're crap, and, you know, they're slamming Jaclyn Hill for endorsing them, and Manny and Laura Lee and all them are getting like a lot of hate for it. And you know, you do have to wonder, I mean, I wonder, okay, are they only pushing it because they're making all this money off of it? You know, supposedly, allegedly, they're making a crap ton of money off these coupon codes or, you know, discount codes. So I've always been skeptical of Morphe, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I never bought it. The only brushes I had ever used prior to this were Sigma brushes, which I have been using for years upon years upon years, and I love those. They're tried and true. They are high quality. I've only had two brushes. One shed and fell apart. It was the Sigma F80 flat top kabuki. The hairs kind of fell out of it, and I had two backups, and those are still going strong. And the other one was like the big duo fiber one, and the ferrule actually came off the wood, but I contacted them and they replaced it immediately, no questions asked. So they have really exceptional customer service, and I love Sigma. So that's kind of what I'm going to be comparing these two. I have used every single brush but one in here because the one, I just don't see the purpose of it, and I'll get to that in a minute. I'm sure I don't have to say I am not affiliated with Morphe in any way, shape, or form. This opinion is strictly my own opinion. Before that goes out, I literally am a nobody here on YouTube, so you don't have to worry about that. But the one thing, first impressions that I absolutely loved is this case. I love this case. I do 100% recommend this to anyone. It is so sleek, and as Jaclyn said, you just kind of, I have to set it down to open it. You basically open it up, and then all your brushes just sit in it, and you know, it's flat. You lay it right down on your vanity and you're good to go. So I'm really excited to use this to travel when we leave for Key West. This is going to come in really handy because most of the time my brushes get so jacked up when I travel. So I'm really excited about this. Now these, I have washed them. When I first got them, they did have a very chemically smell when I first opened them and got them out of the package. I did wash them. They dried, nothing shed, not even one hair, nothing fell apart, and they still are working quite nicely. A couple of the face brushes I did wash a second time just because I had been using them every day and they got really dirty. And again, they're still intact and fine. So a lot of these, I really don't have anything bad to say, really. Now, looking at these are mainly the face brushes here, and she went through every single one of these brushes and what they are for, so I am not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you the ones I really enjoy. This one, I have it, this is, what is this? This is the Morphe M438, and Sigma has one exactly like this. Now, I prefer the Sigma one. It's a bit softer and not as stiff, but this still works just as good. It performs the exact same way. No gripe about it, no grimes. The only thing I've noticed with this packaging and craftsmanship of the Morphe brushes is the ferrules do feel a lot cheaper than Sigma. Sigma is a bit heavier and it feels a bit more sturdy, so they do feel cheaper, but they are cheaper brushes, and I think that's kind of what everybody needs to remember. you get what you pay for. If you're paying for cheaper brushes, they're going to be most of the time cheaper quality. Now, if you're going out buying a Haka, Hoodoo, Mudu, Voodoo, Voodoo brush, of course that's going to feel like gold in your hand, but nobody has the money for that. At least I don't. So I like them. They do feel a bit cheaper than Sigma and MAC, but they work. Let me see. This one, this powder brush, I love. It is actually extremely soft. It is not scratchy at all. I have cleaned this twice and there's been no shedding, and it has kept its shape rather well. It's very domey still. Still very soft. I really like it as I throw up, but whatever. The next one that she compared to the Tom Ford makeup brush, in my opinion, I still like the Tom Ford better. This performs just as well. It'll blend out your makeup. It is very soft. It's not as soft as the Tom Ford, but again, you're talking about a $100 brush compared to like what, a $20, $30 brush. So of course it's not going to be the same quality. But again, I've washed this one twice and no shedding and held its form. No problem there. As for this one, which is the one I think she raved about the most, and it is the M439 brush. I've been using this every day for my foundation, and I'm usually a beauty blender girl, just, you know, because it shears out and I have dry skin. But I've noticed, you know, this is still very, very soft. I've cleaned this 3 times with no shedding, and the way I laid it down, it's a little, like, it kind of messed up a little bit right there, but that's my own fault for the way I laid it down. No shedding in this. Worked really well. It's got a fat barrel, and I like that. I like that I can grip a hold of it. It blends out very nicely. If you want a full coverage, this will do it for you. It is extremely full coverage. It blends out the makeup very nicely, not streaky. I really, really like this brush. I think I like it better than my Sigma F80 flat top Kabuki, and that is saying something because that was like my all-time favorite brush before my beauty blender. Now, will I go to this over my beauty blender? Only if I want extremely full coverage. That is the only time I'll pick this over my beauty blender. I still prefer my beauty blender. The R10 brush, which she, I think she said she uses for contour. That's what I've been using. It's what I use today for my contour. I really like this as a contour brush. It's soft. Again, it's very soft. It's not scratchy. No problems with it at all. Like, again, let's talk about this one. This is the highlighter brush that she swears by, and I like it. Like, it's nice. You can get a very precise highlight here, but I don't know. You guys know I'm ride or die for my Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting brush, so I'm probably still going to use that over this. But this is a very nice brush. If you want a very like detailed, structured, right where you want it, intense highlight, then you would like this brush. And I've had no shedding or no problem with this. I mean, I'm like really yanking on these, and there's no shedding. So there is one brush in this collection that I know I will not be able to live without, and I don't know if Sigma has one similar or not, but this one actually feels higher end and not as cheap as the other ones, like the ones with the M's. This has an E in front of it, and it is the E8, and this, you know, it feels sturdier, it feels nicer, it feels higher end, higher quality. I really love this brush. It is super soft. It's dirty because I've been using this every day. She said she used this, Jaclyn Hill, that's who I'm referring to as she, says she used this to put on foundation. I don't have time for that. That will take too freaking long. And you know, I'm a mom. I got to get kids off to the bus. I ain't got time for that. So this brush, though, I adore for concealer and blending out like cream bronzers. I love this. Like, I need this brush. I'm going to go and buy more backups. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I right now am using the, what is it called? The NARS Potted concealers, the matte velvet concealer. So I just literally tap it in there, and then I just blend it right under the eye, and this blends it out so nicely. It's so soft, so it's not scratchy under your eye. I use it to blend out here, and then my, like, all my concealer, even down here. I use this to spot conceal, even though, like, I've had this makeup on all day, and my little friend over here is starting to show up, but whatever, it's real life. So I also, like, if I'm using my Smashbox cream contouring sticks and I just draw a line here, I will use this to blend, and it just blends out beautifully and effortlessly. I love this brush. It's probably my favorite brush out of this entire collection. And again, it just feels a lot higher quality. And I think, I'm not sure, I'm not that familiar with Morphe brushes. This is the first time I've ever used them. And I think the E means something elite, obviously E, elite. And I think that's like their higher, like tiered brushes that are better quality. So I really, really like this one. This one, the M437 brush. I have one similar to this from Sigma, which I use, and it's just another, you know, I would use this for contouring. I prefer the white-haired one with the copper handle. Where is that? This one more so because it gives you more of a chiseled look, but if you want something a little bit more structured, or this one is more blown out because of the white hair and the way it's tapered, but if you want something more structured, you can use this one. But not my favorite, and the handle is just, they feel very cheap in your hand. As for all of the blending brushes, I've used every single one, and again, no complaint, no shedding. I'm really enjoying the M504 one just to lay down like my transition shade. It's big and pointed, and I put it eye, so I find that it sits right in my crease very well, and I just kind of blend in it. It's very effortless. I can't talk. But I like all these white-haired brushes. They work great. Another one I've really been liking is for my lower lash line, and it is the E36. Again, this is that one with the E in front of it, so it definitely feels more sturdy, more higher quality, and I really like this. I'm assuming this is for considered a pencil brush. I'm not sure, but I really like it. I use it as that. That's what I use to smoke out my lower lash line here. I also use it kind of to deepen up the crease and do the outer V. I really, really like this brush. So again, the rest of them I've used, they're just, you know, they're really nice brushes. They're very easy to blend with. I haven't had any shedding whatsoever. I've only cleaned these one time. I use like a brush cleaning spray in between uses, and it's worked fine with that. They're not scratchy whatsoever. They're very soft. They're easy to use. The only, you know, I think Sigma is a bit higher quality than this, but most people don't have the money to just buy nice brushes. And I know Sigma is kind of like middle class in brushes. You know, there's the higher end ones like Wayne Goss and Hakuhodo and all that, and you know, Charlotte Tilbury, and those are very, very expensive, and I don't know many people that can afford that. I can't, my friends can't, like, they're just expensive. So I think Sigma is the highest quality that I really own, minus the one Tom Ford brush that I got suckered into getting. I think these are great if, you know, you're on a budget, or you're starting out as a makeup artist, or just a makeup enthusiast like myself and just want decent low cost brushes. I think these are great. Again, I had no trouble with these whatsoever. So in my experience, now my experience might be different than yours. Again, I even had, like I said, Sigma brushes fall apart and break. Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But in my experience, these have been great. I have no problem with them. They're performing really well. They're not blending anything out patchy. They're not falling apart. Yes, they feel a little bit lower quality, minus the E collection or Elite collection. The only one that I have really no use for is this one. It's also an E collection. It's E47, and I know she uses this to kind of stamp translucent powder right here. I have very dry under eyes. I do not really like packing powder underneath because it just sucks any moisture I have out. So I really haven't found a use for this one yet. I haven't even used it. As you guys can see, it's just kind of weirdly shaped. I really don't have a use for it. So if I find a use for it, I will let you know. But anyway, that's kind of it for my review. Is it worth it? Yes, I do think it is worth it. You get quite a bit of brushes in here. There's only one that I'm really not going to use, maybe two that I'm not going to use. I think they're all good quality for the price. They're not falling apart. Again, I'm not sure what everyone's talking about with how bad they are. I haven't experienced that. I would like to buy the Elite collection. So far, those are my favorite brushes in this collection, are the Elite ones. So I would like to buy those and kind of try them out. But as of right now, I think Morphe, from what I've tried, is decent. I don't think they are deserving all the hate that they're getting. Now, if you've had a different experience, let me know down below. This is, you know, my opinion is not the end all be all. You know, maybe you guys had a different experience. So let me know down below if you have, or if you've used these brushes and you have no problems and you really enjoy them and you love them and no problems, you know, with shedding or anything like that. But my final thoughts are, yeah, they're worth it. If, you know, she ends up releasing this collection again, I would suggest getting it if you can. The only reason I ended up getting the Jaclyn Hill collection instead of like picking my own was mainly because they have so many brushes. I didn't even know where to start. Like, I don't know a lot about Morphe brushes, so I didn't want to spend a lot of time researching and picking and choosing. And then I saw that she had come out with it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get that, you know, and then I'll have a bunch of different ones to kind of judge on. And I'm glad I did. I like them. I've been using them again all week long, and I'll probably continue to use them. And I've had my Sigma brushes for a very long time. Like, it's probably time to start replacing some. So we'll see how long these hold up. Like I said, my Sigma brushes have lasted 5-6 years, and you know, I'm hard on my brushes. I use them, I clean them, I travel with them. So we'll see if these kind of can hold up to Sigma in the longevity of it, and I'll definitely let you guys know. But again, that is it. That's my final thoughts. Let me know what yours are down below. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.